That always catches me out.
I apologise that I've just shouted really, really loud into a microphone that's right by my face. But I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm here with Baz again, and
Hello.
It's nearly Christmas. Baz, I could say hello, everybody. If you haven't seen us before, I'm Mike. He's Baz. I pointed the wrong way again. That's a TikTok thing. There you go. He's Baz over there. If you haven't been here before, this is our virtual pub. We're here Wednesdays at 9:00, and we've also branched out into doing one of those posh audio podcasts on proper podcast platforms.
Super posh.
Hey, but Baz, yeah, let's have it. Let's get it out in the open straight away. Tremendous Christmas jumper, my friend.
Yeah, well, I only have the one, and as ever, I thought I'd try and find something a bit classy, which I didn't manage with this, but I kind of like it. It's a bit kind of lappish, I think.
You absolutely did. You absolutely did get classy. You got classy, and you got. Do you know? I'm getting vibes of Santa after Christmas, Santa on Boxing Day when he's relaxing. Do you know what I mean? He's chilled. He's in his knitwear. He's had a busy day, and he's. Hello, Lacey.
Hello.
So tonight it's just me and Baz. We're gonna have a few drinks. We're going to chat about Christmas. So if you want to join in the conversation, join in the chat wherever you are, whether you're on YouTube or you are on Twitch. I've got a bunch of questions that I'm going to ask you and everyone else. So if you want to join in,
the audience,
give us answers to that. But yeah, first things first. We've seen that Baz has got his Christmas jumper on, so we need a big Christmas light switch on for the pub. So we'll have a countdown: 3, 2, 1. Ping!
Hey!
There we go.
Wow.
Here we go.
I've got to tell everybody, lots of things that happen on here I never know about, and that was definitely one I didn't know about.
You don't know about anything that's going to happen tonight.
That's good. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. I've got loads of questions, loads of things to chat about.
I have to say though, that's like every week.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
pretty much. Neither do I, to be honest. But I haven't got much planned for tonight. But we're going to have a chat. Look, Lacey's coming out with questions as well. I think.
Yeah, I love it.
We've got lots of questions similar to that, so keep the questions coming in. But yeah, first off, Baz, how have you been? When was the last time I'd seen you? I saw you in person a couple of weeks ago. When we were doing that thing we're not allowed to talk about, Fot Telly. So I've not seen you for a couple of weeks, but for those that don't know, I lost my father-in-law last week, and it was his funeral last Wednesday, so that's why we didn't have one last Wednesday. Didn't want to make a big announcement about it, but yeah, that's why we didn't have a podcast live last Wednesday.
Yeah, it's not the funniest thing, is it? So
exactly. So what have you been up to this week, pal?
Do you know what? Like after we got back from doing the filming thing that we were doing, I decided I'd have a bit of the wrong time of year, but a spring clean because I've been busy lately with work and then obviously the things that we've been doing. So I've remodeled the office. And I'm not answering that. I've got told off before.
For those that don't know, Joshua was the third person of the three. There was a team of three of us on a mystery TV show
on a mystery channel.
And Joshua knows we're not allowed to say what channel it's on.
He's trying to catch me out because he's asked me before, and I've just gone, oh yeah, it's on.
Right, he's shot his bolt too early there because we're 5 minutes into the podcast. You've not had enough rum yet.
I've only just literally started.
Could have asked you later. You might have caught you with your guard down. But anyway, sorry, mate. What have you been up to this week?
Just basically just remodeled the office because basically throughout the summer and then moving into the winter, I've just let the office pile up into a mass mess. So I've had a bit of a tidy up, and now it feels more like Podcast Central now rather than sitting in a big kind of storage dump, which it was before.
Does it feel like you built an extension?
Well, it fits.
Loads of space.
Well, it feels like I've made an effort now to sort of do. I know everything behind me looks the same because that's the only bit I've ever kept tidy. But now the rest of it, like I've got a nice clean desk. I bought some stuff now. I've got connections for all my laptop, and so it feels like I've actually sat down for the first time since we've been doing the podcast and made a proper thing out of it.
Well, I've gone to a lot of effort because I've put 3 sets of battery-operated lights into I don't know what that fake plant is, and I've got a Santa. Oh, hold on, wait there.
Yeah, I think we should see this.
This Santa's amazing. I'll come over here and say, this Santa's amazing because I can turn him from Mike Santa into Baz Santa. Watch that.
Oh, hang on. I thought you were going to tear the beard off.
From Mike Santa to Baz Santa. Instantly. There you go.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That's a joy.
So there you go. Well, this week, mate, saw me. For those that don't know, I know it's obvious to look at me, but by trade, I'm a personal trainer, a fitness coach. But for the last since September, when I was closed down in September, 2020, and I've not even been in a gym since then. And I've been treating lockdown like a stag do, so I felt the need because I'm opening back up again in January. So, and I do spin classes, which involves me on a spin bike and lots of people looking at me to do what I'm doing. So if I sit there blowing out my arse, they will as well. So they're not going to get value for money.
Well, I've never done a spinning class, so maybe one of the podcasts we could do, like next year, early doors, is you taking me through a spin class.
We'll do I'll do a live spin class.
Just be a sweaty bloke who can't speak.
Yeah. I went back to the gym on Monday. I went to a gym I've never been before. Emma's not going to be using her gym membership this month, so I basically signed it over to me for the month. And I went to somebody else's fitness class. And do you know what? I tried to go back in at the. You know what I mean? I tried to go back in as if I did it in September last year.
Yeah.
And I wasn't showing off, and I just didn't dial things down as much as I should have done.
Well, it's an odd thing, isn't it? Because the last memory you would have had would be the things that you were doing then, and of course your head doesn't know that your body isn't invested in the same kind of like effort that you're going to put in. Exactly.
Well, a long story short is that halfway through my first circuits class since September last year, I put my back out because I was front squatting. I was goblet squatting a 20k kettlebell. Squatting 20k isn't a big thing, but my back muscles are going, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you've not used us. You've not used us since September last year. What was that? So, yeah. Thankfully, though, because I thought I'd done myself some proper damage, because when I got home, I could barely walk. So, went in the back, and I went to Boots, and I literally threw about 40 quid at it. I bought everything, every single thing that could help.
I know it's a bit of an old man conversation, but your back is the first thing that tells you that it doesn't like what you've just done.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know what? I had a bollock to client for doing what I did by going in and just trying to go straight back in at the level that for so long ago. Anyway, the good news is that I woke up. So I threw everything at it Monday, and then Tuesday I woke up. I went to get out of bed. I thought, oh, my back feels all right. I went to sit down on the toilet. And I was like, my quads and my glutes. So I was like, and every time I laugh, it hurts my abs. So everything else is hurting more than my back. So that's a relief, because I thought if my back's properly done, I've basically run out of time now because I need to get fit for the 4th of January when I open up again.
Right, so with the 15th of December now, we should have an update in the 15th on the 15th of January to or wherever the closest podcast is to that, just to see how your month long sort of excursion back into fitness has gone.
Yeah, exactly. But there is a massive obstacle in the way of my progress. In that, I want to get physically fit. I'm not looking to drop any body fat or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be too complicated this time of year. I just need to get fit enough to be able to do my spin classes.
Yeah.
So I've nicked a spin bike from the gym. Not from the gym that I do my classes at. It's my bike out of the gym. I've not just walked into a gym and rolled out a spin bike. I just trying to escape on a spin bike. It's not going anywhere.
I just had visions of that sort of like the Pink Panther music and you sneaking out with the bike.
Yeah. And then jumping on it and trying to pedal away.
Look at that prick. He's going nowhere quickly.
It's not working. But yeah. So yeah, I've got a spin bike in the house now, so I've got no excuses. But yeah, there's a bit of a spanner in the works of trying to get fitter this time of year. In that we're 10 days away from Christmas Day, and then on Boxing Day, from Boxing Day to New Year's Eve, I'm going back to Bury.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I can imagine there's going to be amount. Basically that's just going to tie. No, normally people have a bit of time off in between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah,
a bit of time off the ale. I'm not afforded that luxury because let's be realistic. I'm going to be. It's just literally going to merge Christmas Day into New Year.
Well, it does get us onto the subject of Christmas quite beautifully. The fact that the tradition starts in one way, and now it just generally means getting pissed and eating lots of food, doesn't it?
Cheers. Which is pretty much what I've been doing since September, which is September last year, which is the issue. Now, I've said to you though before that by rights I should be about 7 stone heavier than I was in September last year. I think I'm about maybe a stone and a half, something like that.
Well, it just goes to show your natural fitness has kicked in at some point, hasn't it?
And do you know what? If I'm blowing out my arse first spin session back, I'm just going to blame it on long COVID.
There you go.
So I've definitely got that. I think I've actually got a bit of that because I am struggling a bit to breathe, and I have still got a dry cough.
So
4 months after having COVID.
Just talking about that subject quickly, do you watch the Prime Minister's announcements as readily as we do in this country now? When
I did when they were new and interesting, and I was watching them every single day when they were happening every single day. But I've missed the memo on the recent ones. Although I can see a lot of people getting the knickers on the twist about having to show a COVID passport to go somewhere where there's big crowds. Yet when I was over in England a week and a half ago and went to see the Charlatans, I had to show a COVID passport to get in there.
Yeah.
So some places have been asking anyway. So it's not really a massive difference, is it?
It's just it's one of those things. It's like obviously they used to be regularly broadcast. So when the Sunday one came on, it was like, oh, here we go. And then obviously when the one this evening at 5, you kind of go, it's never just to announce it's going to be something amazing. It always sounds like it's going to be Christmas is cancelled. But surprisingly, it was just to keep us updated on the figures. So I was kind of like, phew.
Yeah, he's not going to come out and go, do you know what? Turns out it's all right.
Yes,
we got it wrong. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, hopefully the next one it will be to say that we're on the way out of it. But it feels, without doom and gloom, it feels like we're going to be in it for a little while yet with sort of the ever-changing variants and stuff. So
now football matches have started to get cancelled. It starts to feel real, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like it was before.
But I've discovered I had flights back booked from Belfast to Manchester, and they cost me about 120 quid. And Emma's auntie said to her that Emma's cousin's coming over from Manchester and she's flying Ryanair into Derry, which is about 25 minutes away from our house.
Yeah.
I was like, Ryanair don't fly to Derry. She said, they do now.
Oh.
So I went to have a look. So I had 120 quid flights with EasyJet from Belfast, which is nearly 2 hours away.
Yeah.
I'd then booked. I just went and had a look at how much it would cost for me to fly back to Bury on Boxing Day, back here on New Year's Eve. So replicating the flights that I'd already booked. And to fly from somewhere that's an hour closer to my house, it's me and Molly, including bags, 48 quid.
Oh, God.
So I was like, I'm going to use that thing like a fucking taxi.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, that was always the intention though when you first moved there, wasn't it? To
It
sort of
was,
get back
yeah.
towards.
And that's why I don't work Fridays, so that I can, I can do, I can go back to England for long weekends. So
Without turning this into a private conversation, is that? Do you know whether that's staying? Flights.
flight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, it used to be on. It used to be on a lot.
Okay, so just put it back on.
The airport fell out, or Ryanair fell out with the airport, but so they must have made friends. But anyway, there you go. The bottom line is, I know that wasn't the most interesting topic of conversation, but the most interesting thing about that is that flying from an hour closer to my house for less than a third of the price. It were only 48 quid because we put bags on it.
Oh, okay.
Before we put bags on it, if we just wanted to go with the ones that slip under the seat in front, to get me and Molly back to England for a week, flying from Derry to Manchester was 12 quid.
Blimey.
12 quid. Not each. 12 quid. No, sorry, 16. I'm telling a lie. I'm showing off. 16 quid it was.
Well, it costs almost as much of that to wait in the short stay car park at Luton for more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? For me and Molly to fly back to England with a bag is costing the same amount as if we'd got a taxi to the airport from our house. There you go.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
So anyway, right. So yeah, we've got Christmas coming up. Listen, people, if you're new to the show, thank you, welcome. Click on subscribe and the bell if you're on YouTube. I think that's how it works.
It's definitely the bell.
Something like that. Anyway, yeah, do that. Because don't miss next week's show. Because next week we are having a Christmas special. We're having a Christmas party. I've no idea technically how I'm going to make it happen, but we have got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 guests coming on, and we've got some more that may be turning up as well. So I'm going to have to try and figure out a format because I'm not sure we'll get 6. 6 plus us.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a table for 8. You can't get a table for 8 this time of year. Just at this notice. Do you know what I mean? Not even in our own pub.
Well, so the good thing is,
struggle, but I'm going to have to come up with some kind of format. But yeah, it's going to be amazing because basically, if you are a regular, the people that you've seen on the podcast and you like, and some of your favourites. Do you know what? I'm going to announce them one by one.
Go on, do it.
The show. Right, Baz, we'll start now. Right, I'm going to put a number next to each one, and I'm going to. In fact, no, not you, Baz. Right, somebody in the chat section.
Perfect.
Whether you're on Twitch or you're on YouTube. If you are on Twitch, by the way, don't forget to go over to YouTube. If you go to thelockin.co.uk, you'll find the link to our new YouTube channel because we're going to we're not going to be streaming on Twitch for too much longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're in the chat section, give me a number between 1 and 6, and I'll announce one of the guests for next week. How exciting is that?
Right. Oh, here we go.
Number 3. Keith. Hello, Keith. Welcome.
Hey, Matt.
Number 3 is the most famous voice on TikTok. Your favourite Geordie and my favourite Geordie. It's Kelly, the life bath, is going to be one of the guests next week. If the wife's watching, you're not a Geordie because you sound like a Geordie.
Yeah.
I think I might have got myself into a bit of trouble there.
It's Christmas.
The get out clause is that she's Irish. She was born here and she just sounds like a Geordie.
Oh, hang on. We got. Are we doing the next number straight away? We're just gonna.
That's a great idea. That's a great shout, actually. Keith, who is a Geordie, picked a Geordie. So well played, Keith.
Oh, yeah. Good.
There's no prize for that other than the fact that the wonderful Kelly, the life bath,
who we've met in real life.
We have met in real life, and she's teeny.
Also very lovely.
She's even weirder than you, Baz.
And she sounds exactly like she sounds, which is always one of those things, isn't it?
But to be fair, we were sat in a pub and we were going, "Say it, say it." Even though we're mates with it, we were just like, "Say it, say it." Show me. So yeah.
Well, actually,
Kelly's coming on.
Actually, Joshua did a video with her saying it.
Yes, exactly. Right. All right, then. So let's go again. We'll do one more, and then we'll try and stretch this out a bit. But yeah, we'll do one more. We've got 6 confirmed guests so far. Number 3, well, give us another number between 1 and 6, apart from 3, because we've already had 3, and that was Kelly. So Kelly's going to be with us next week, live from 9 o'clock.
Also, Kelly's got the auspicious title of being only other co-host at some point.
Yes, exactly. So Matt has said number 5. Right. So actually, Matt has not only said number 5, he's already kind of said her.
Oh, perfect.
Because it's another lady. Number 5 is, excuse me, number 5 is Rachel Spicer. Who is in fact Neck Lady? I think that's who you meant by Neck Lady.
That's exactly who you meant.
I mean, Chintalk, the founder of Chintalk, who yesterday passed 1.2 million on TikTok. So she's still firing away. She confirmed last night that she will be on as well. So she asked me if I wanted Rachel to come on or Denise. And if you don't know, Denise is the green thing that she turns into.
Thing.
Yes. Well, do you know what? I'm not calling Rachel a thing.
Yeah,
I'm calling Denise a thing. And people can see why I described it as a thing. But yes, Rachel Spicer will be on. And she said, yeah, do you want me as Rachel or do you want me as Denise? And I was like, either or both or whatever. And she said both. So you never know. I've got 6 names down here, but we might have 7 because we might have Rachel as well as Denise.
We'll have to challenge her.
As well as Rachel.
We'll have to challenge her to become the green thing in less than 7 minutes as she did last time.
Exactly. That was very, very impressive. Very impressive. So yeah, don't miss that because next week, like I say, next week we have got it's going to be a really good Christmas party. Don't know how long it's going to go on for. Basically, what we're going to do is we are just going to come along here. We're going to have 6 different guests on. I'll figure out the format, figure out how to make it work with so many guests. And then what we're going to do is we're going to edit that down onto the audio platforms. So it's kind of the reverse of what we've been doing recently. We've been speaking to people, turning it into an audio, showing it on here, and then doing a Q&A sometimes afterwards.
Oh, the beautiful thing.
So we're going to have a real laugh, and just basically 8 of us getting pissed like every other Christmas party in the country.
Well, the beautiful thing
even the ones that aren't supposed to happen, they're topical.
Let's not talk about those. Well, the beautiful thing about doing this, or what we're going to plan to do next week, is on the outset it probably shouldn't have a format, but I know you well enough to know that at some point something will happen which you preconceived, and we'll all be like, "Oh, okay."
Do you know what? I'm going to have to try and sort something out because if there's just 8 of us on here, like, you know what it's like when 8 people are on a Zoom call, nobody can get a word in because somebody else is talking and it's only listening, and it only shows like one voice at the same time.
Well,
so.
I like to think we're that professional now that we all know when to sort of like dive into gaps, but it won't be like that because
it is quite difficult with 8. So I'll try and figure out. We'll either get people on. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll get people on one at a time. You know, like on Graham Norton when he gets one person on.
Yeah.
And then gets another person on. The other person stays and can chip in, but I think we might get people on like that. And then it might have to go a bit Ranganation at that point. So I'll ask a question and then I'll pick someone and get them big on the screen sort of thing.
Sounds like a brilliant idea.
Like that. We can make you big on screen.
Oh, look, with the scale.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Hold on. No, there we go. That's it. We're the same size now. Get off the... There we go. It went a bit decadent then.
I need to mention this, that when we were doing the filming, that quite often they make...
Right, we can say filming. We're definitely allowed to say filming. We're allowed to say we were filming for the telly.
When they make you do a lineup, me and Mike were always very careful to make sure that we were still on the same side as this.
You will notice that, when it airs, when the mystery program airs in the spring, Baz and I were always me on the left, Baz on the right.
Yeah, they try to make us stand in different places.
Look, just because that's how we like it on here. So, like I say, it's like Ant and Dec. No, Alison's here. Hello to everyone. I'll just say a quick hello to everyone. So we've got Alison, we've got Rosie, we've got Keith, we've got Matt Ricketts, Joshua Cubed. Hello. We know him. Kathy Stewart's in. Say hello if you're in. Lacey's in. I don't know if she's still here, but Lacey's in. So hello everyone. Tonight we're gonna just have a bit of a chat about Christmas. And this is a bit like, next week's going to be the Christmas party. today's a bit like the last day of school. Do you know what I mean? Where there's no work to do. There's just like you bring in your toys. In which case, that's this.
Well, it could also be a bit like a planning committee, which the others don't know about, other than anyone who might be on, who's already in the comments.
Oh dear, that was badly timed, wasn't it? We mustn't both take a drink at the same time, especially not on the audio platform, because that's just dead air for like 3 seconds, isn't it?
She's still here.
She is. She's still here. Of course she is. Did I hear Joshua singing in his live earlier? No, but
go on.
But
go on.
Do you know what? There's I spent a lot of time with him while we were filming the telly, and I've heard plenty of him singing. But do you know what? We might all give it a go with singing. We might all be singing some songs and having a few drinks and stuff next week.
Yeah,
at our Christmas party. So
we'll need someone to play an instrument, obviously.
Well, we've got 2 people who can play instruments that I know of.
Yeah,
at least 2 people who can play instruments.
Kathy just said, Kathy just said, "Are we wearing Christmas jumpers?" I'm assuming you mean next week. I literally am wearing mine today. It's turning out to be a huge mistake because I'm absolutely sweating now.
No, I've only got one. It's actually a Christmas hoodie, but I've only got one, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to wear it now and then have to come up with something else for next week. So you'll have to wait for that one. It is an absolute belter. I'm not going to lie.
I've got an outfit planned as well. So
there you go. So yeah. If you know anyone, so if we announce if Kelly and Rachel are watching, make a bit of an effort because me and Baz are.
We'll send them a message.
Yeah, exactly. You got to make a bit of an effort. So right, well, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you a few questions, Baz, so we can start to discuss Christmas. And look, if you're in the comment section, feel free to join in with this. But I've got loads of questions, and I'm going to do it again on the numbers thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9.
Catherine's referring to my height again.
10. Kathy, that's heightist, and we won't have this. We won't have that on the. Although I did do the joke about it.
Can I just say that's a brilliant joke and completely unexpected.
Surprise! Shall I turn him back in that?
Just so you know, this is me pointing at the little Santa. So this is how discombobulated I am right now.
There you go. Right, Baz. I've got a number of questions that we can all join in with, including the comment section. So yeah, I've got questions 1 to 10. Baz, give me a number 1 to 10.
I'm going to go for the highest number first, 10.
Okay. Ooh, that's quite an interesting one. Right. And in fact, no, leave 10 till later because I think that's quite a long conversation. That one.
Good night.
9. Okay. What's your best Christmas memory?
Oh, so this is easy for me. Years ago, when I was young, which is a long time because obviously I'm old.
Years.
My cousins stayed over, and my auntie and our other family stayed over for Christmas Eve, for Christmas Day, and me and my cousin snuck down in the middle of the night and opened one of my presents, which was an Atari game station, and we were found at 3 a.m. playing tennis. With the little thing was just 2 little bats on either side. Yeah, that was always my fondest one because that was the only time I've ever wanted to know what was in the present. I kind of had an inkling, and ever since then, I've not. You could leave like a box on the side now, not wrapped, but just in its box or a bag, and I wouldn't even go and look at it. I'm one of those people that just doesn't bother now trying to sneak a look at what I get for presents because I do like a surprise.
Well, that's ironic, Baz, because you said that's the last time you've been tempted to sneak and look at presents at 3 o'clock in the morning. And now, obviously, with that beard, your job now is to sneak around at 3 o'clock in the morning and deliver presents to the children of the world.
Just on that subject, I spoke to someone yesterday, some people around their house who were looking at doing some work in the garden, and they said one of their mates has got a big beard, and he now makes £25 an hour being Santa. So
nice.
There's I think shopping mall Santas now get 25 quid an hour. This guy does.
Decent. I'm just trying to see if I was going to tell you something. I'm just checking. It's not an answer to one of the questions I got written down. No, it's not. I was an elf at a shopping centre. My stepdad ran Queen's Arcade in Cardiff, and I went to stay with them for Christmas week. And I was like 19 or something. He said, "Do you want to earn some money?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." He said, "Oh, come on, I've got a job for you in the shopping centre." And I was like, I thought it'd be like wrapping presents or, high vis jacket showing people around. No, the fucking Eskimo wants it.
Hey, listen.
I was an Eskimo for a week at Queen's Arcade in Cardiff, which in itself wasn't actually that bad a job. It was quite enjoyable. It was lovely to see the kids, and Christmas is about kids. And I was at the age where, sort of 19, Christmas was definitely like, I didn't have kids. Christmas was definitely just about drinking. So it was nice to have a true meaning of Christmas and all that kind of stuff. Although they only had one CD. It was on repeat, and it was the Smurfs Christmas. So it was Smurf versions of Christmas carols on a cycle for 8 hours a day for a week.
Which is basically just someone singing with helium, right?
It's horrendous. No, it was the actual Smurfs.
No, that's what I mean. It
was the actual Smurfs. Well, listen, my best Christmas memory is, I've got loads from when I was a kid, but this is my favourite Christmas. I think I might have told you, but yeah, I haven't told everybody else.
Yeah.
That it was when I was working for a major cereal manufacturer beginning with K, based in Manchester. That rhymes with Elog. When I was working for them, we were going on a Christmas party in Manchester, and my brother was coming along. So we went. I went along. I just got there early, just to drink more, basically. So I got there early, and there was no one else there. So I was just on the fruit machine and that in this pub in Castlefield in Manchester. And as I'm there, and nobody else. I was waiting for my brother, waiting for everyone from work, and nobody was there. So I'm just on my own on the fruit machine having a couple of drinks. And I looked over at a table just in my eye line. And I was like, is that Noddy Holder? Or is it just somebody who looks like Noddy Holder? Anyway, I looked again, and it was, I don't know what they do now, but there was a couple of guys on the radio, local Manchester radio at the time, called JK and Joel. I think they do, I don't know what they do now, but they did. Yeah, they did some national radio stuff after that. But anyway, they were sat having a drink. And then I was like, it is Noddy Holder. I mean, he must have been on the radio show and they've gone for a pint afterwards. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's like, texting my brother saying, look, there's a surprise here. Get here quickly. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm still the only person that I know in this pub. And I'm having a few drinks, and I'm just like, I wish my brother would hurry up, because if they go, he's going to be gutted he didn't see him. Anyway, a couple of drinks later, I'm still on the fruit machine, and I just hear him go, "It's Christmas!" at the top of his voice. And I'm just like, that is the best thing that's ever happened to me at Christmas. It was literally Noddy Holder saying, "It's Christmas!" And I was like, and by the time anybody else from work or my brother got into the pub, the three of them had left.
Oh,
so
mate.
Going, you would not believe what's just happened. The most Christmassy thing in the world happened when you weren't here. It was just unbelievable.
Whereas these days, you'd have it captured on your phone, wouldn't you? You get to do it
exactly,
again.
Yeah, these days. But yeah, the Nokia that I had that had one line of text scrolling across the front didn't work very well as a camera. Anyway, yeah, that's my favourite Christmas memory. And just for legal reasons, kids, Christmas,
yeah.
Please
put yours in the comments while we're chatting. So yeah.
Yes. So Colalio's here. Hello. So right, next question, Baz.
This feels like shut the box. I'm going to go for number 3.
Number 3. Okay, what is your favourite Christmas movie? I'm going to open this up to the chat section because it's a controversial subject. What's your favourite Christmas movie?
Well, see, mine it's quite a recent one, and I love it. I watch it every year without doubt. It's Arthur Christmas. I've just fallen in love with it.
You're wrong, but carry on.
Yeah, no, is there a wrong or a right? Do you know what I mean? It's so that's my sort of most recent one, and also there's loads of Christmas films I like watching.
Is it an animated one?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's got Andrew McCarthy as Arthur Christmas and Hugh Laurie as his brother. and who else is in there? God, loads
Jeff
of people.
Christmas.
Yeah, yes.
I'm just guessing. I think I've seen it, but I don't really remember. See,
What?
Lacey said Love Actually. Is Love Actually a Christmas film?
Oh, it's
or is
definitely
it a film set at Christmas.
It's set at Christmas, but it is a Christmas film because they got the pantomime bit in it with Hugh Grant as the Prime Minister. I think that's the right one, isn't it? Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I haven't seen it. Oh, Joshua's gone for Love Actually as well.
Yeah.
And who could have guessed that one? Joshua, you're on Twitch. You're not setting a very good example, by the way. You need to be on YouTube.
There's more people
Everyone
on
needs to come over
Twitch.
to YouTube because Twitch is stopping soon. Go to the lockin.co. If you need to find out how to get to the new YouTube channel, go to the lockin.co.uk. Scroll down a bit, click on YouTube, and join us on YouTube.
So Mike, not being the aficionado of films in general, what's your favourite Christmas movie?
What's the best?
Oh, the best. Okay. Oh, sorry, he's the best. Oh, right.
No. I'm saying the one I'm going to say is the best.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And if you disagree, we've been through this before, Baz. Because if you disagree, I can literally just get rid of you and just talk and just say whatever I want, and it can't be disagreed with. That's the power I have here in the brace of readings. Elf.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Elf is a phenomenal film, and we watch it multiple times.
I do too, for sure. Yeah.
Apparently, Joshua says YouTube you can't close and just listen. You're not got YouTube Premium. Okay.
What's your favourite scene from Elf?
Call me an elf one more time.
Okay, yeah.
I love it. I know that dude is more famous now for Game of Thrones or something. Is it?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage, his name is. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he on Game of Thrones? I've never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he is.
He's more famous for loads of other things. That is a phenomenal scene when he's just like he's the guy that they've got to butter up to, and he's got he's an angry one. There's that one, and there's the bit when they're in the mailroom, and he's going, "Oh, you've got maple syrup too," and he's like pouring whiskey in his coffee, and he just ends up getting pissed and having a great time in the mailroom. But it's I do love that film, honestly, and we watch it we watch it multiple times every year. So while we're on the subject, worst Christmas movie.
Worst Chris. Oh. Well, so here's the thing. Just so it's a multiple choice of these. It's basically a conglomerate of all of them. Because if you watch Christmas films like on the Christmas Film Channel or anything, because there's multiple ones at the moment, they all centre around the same theme. These films,
Christmas.
Well, yeah, but more so, it's generally somebody who's has become a big corporate. Has a corporate job in the city, but they have to go back to their hometown at Christmas because either their dad's ill or the corporation are buying some bit of land which is going to ruin a bit of the. So they go back.
I've read a story about that. There was a census, so somebody had to go back to where they were from, and they ended up having to go on a donkey, and there was no room, there was no hotel rooms or anything, and I forget what the story's called, but. Anyway, carry on.
So basically, they go back and they're there resurrecting their sort of business, or, their family business, or setting something straight. They have to get a tree or something like that, and they always meet their high school sweetheart who they haven't seen for 12 years, and they always get back together. And at the end, that person, he or she, decides to stay in the little town they came from and get married and start this. Yeah, and every single film is the same. I just want to come up with, because it's Indy Stewart, it's Stu McKenzie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to disagree about.
I think he is Indy Stew under his real name.
I want to disagree with Last Christmas because Last Christmas is a phenomenal film.
Oh well, Stu's pointed out that any Hallmark Christmas film, it's like, and it sounds like that by the ones you're describing, that your TV's constantly locked on the Hallmark Christmas channel.
Pretty much, that's it. Yeah, there's a fabulous TikTok channel while I'm on it, where I think a woman in somewhere in Canada, all her TikToks are basically around the fact that she's gone back to her hometown during Christmas and she hasn't met the love of her life, or she's not sat in the square and it suddenly starts snowing.
Right. Well, my worst Christmas movie. It's a bit of a controversial one.
I think I know what you're going to say.
What do you think I'm going to say?
Are you going to say Oh shit! Yeah, inevitably, what happens, as you know, I know what I want to say, but I've suddenly forgotten the name of the film. Is it the one with?
This happens when you get to Baz's age, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and I know really excel at this.
At this time of year, in particular, we need to be more tolerant of our older folk.
It's a Wonderful Life.
We'll just chat amongst yourselves while he gets the cogs turning in his head. And
I've got it now.
He's got it. Sorry.
It's a Wonderful Life that you think is the worst Christmas movie?
No. Polar Express.
Oh God, yeah, awful.
Polar Express. And do you know what? The problem at that, Emma and Molly watched it last night. The problem I have with Polar Express is the animation, because the animation is too human for a cartoon.
Yeah.
And not human enough for real life. So it's in this kind of midpoint where it just looks weird.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Cartoons are okay.
Yeah.
Real life is okay. If you kind of get close to it's a bit like, you know, when you see like some Japanese company will come up with a robot, they always make them just look like a robot, because when they make them look too human, people go, "Whoa, the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
and that's the problem I have with Polar Express. It's a bit too just kind of like.
Well, they've made Tom Hanks look like Tom Hanks. They say.
Yeah, and yeah, there's probably a better way of saying this, but Tom Hanks's character definitely strikes me as someone who should be signing some kind of register as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? He's not got that job because he can't get another job. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
He's got that job because he's surrounded by kids on a train, even if it is a fictitious train and all that. Yeah, no, definitely.
We got to vote for Bad Santa.
I'm making it Bad Santa. Bad Santa's quite a good film, I think. It clearly is a Christmas movie, but it's kind of not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It obviously is, but yeah.
I want to put one more vote in for a Christmas movie is Die Hard.
Die Hard, yeah. I know there's a massive controversy over that, even between Bruce Willis says that's not that famous quote. He said, "Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard is a Bruce Willis movie."
Yeah.
But apparently the director says it is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think it's. I definitely say it's a
Christmas movie set at Christmas, but
it has Christmas music in it, and a lot of the stuff in it is yo ho ho. I have a machine gun too now. Come on.
Yeah, but the plot of the film would definitely still work if it wasn't Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go on to songs then. What's your favourite Christmas song?
Oh God, there's thousands, but
everybody join in on this one. Come on. What's your favourite Christmas song? I will be judgmental. I love
the Christmas classics. I mean, literally, you just spoke about him, Noddy Holder. Slade's Christmas song is awesome.
Do you know what? Slade were a perfectly valid and excellent glam rock band from the 70s. He gets paid. He doesn't have to do anything now. That song gets played so much at Christmas. He lives off the royalties.
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah,
he gets paid a fortune from it. So yeah, Slade. I'm going to go for, and Indie Stew's gone for it as well, Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal song, and it makes me sad because every time I hear Kirsten McCall, it makes me sad, just because of the tragic circumstances of why she's not here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing I do have a problem with is that you know that they've changed the lyrics of it now.
It's been cancelled, isn't it? Let's be fair.
They've changed the lyrics of it now because a song that was written 35 years ago has a lyric in it that doesn't mean what it now means.
Yeah.
So they've changed it. 35 years later, the phrase that they used 35 years later means something to some people, and now they've had to change it. I think it's ridiculous.
So which side is that? Is that the you scumbag, you maggot, you cheap dirty faggot?
Cheap lousy faggot, yeah.
Yeah.
So they've changed it now.
Yeah,
I think it's maggot, or I think it might be blackguard, or I just think it's ridiculous.
I think well, it's like we had the conversation like when we were together, is the fact that people now are given the right to be offended because and there's always a board of people that will go, yeah, they're right, let's not do it. And obviously, Stu's put the one on there which says fuck the BBC because they're the ones that kind of like pushed for it, weren't they?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
The good thing is, if you go on to
Let's say
Spotify,
it's just it was something that was written. I don't know the maths, but 35 years ago, something like that.
yeah,
And it didn't mean that then.
yeah,
And if it was written today, it wouldn't mean that now.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just think like she's not implying that he's gay or using a derogatory term for gay or suggesting that being gay is a bad thing.
Yeah.
At all. It's just absolutely, Joshua. Don't change things that differently going forward. Do you know what? It's okay. It's okay to hear things. I remember there was a comedian, there's an Australian comedian. I can't remember what it is, and he said, "What happens when you're offended by something? What actually happens? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing does.
Yeah, if you're offended, it was like, then what? Then what happens? It's just anyway." Oh God!
Oh blimey! A bit of anger there. I saw that. A bit of rage going on.
I've had 1.5 cans of Aldi's finest, and now I'm beating up my own audio equipment.
Let's get to the crux of it. Like the offence is by the person that's offended.
You can't give offence. You can
only take it.
There you go. Anyway, we'll move on from that. That was getting a bit serious.
No, but it's a great song though, and it shouldn't have been changed.
Tremendous. And it should be sung in its. I'm going to continue singing the original lyrics.
Oh, and also, have you seen the Shane McGowan documentary?
Sorry,
have you seen the Shane McGowan documentary?
I've seen. I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen documentaries of him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's amazing, man. He's nothing like he's portrayed like in the media.
Well, he was English for a start. Obviously, over here, I can say that it was like I don't think anybody outside can hear me.
And if they are, then you're in trouble.
Oh, it's like Ireland claimed the Pogues as their own.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think one of them was born in Ireland.
Yes.
So that's fine. Anyway, yeah, don't say that in the pub round.
Right, should we go on to let's go on to a different question.
Worst Christmas song.
Worst Christmas song. Oh, there's 1,000 of those as well in there.
Yeah.
Let's try and think of a good one. Well, it's probably in equal measures. It's also quite revered as a good one. Is it Stay Another Day?
Yeah.
So
17.
Yeah. So equally, it's another one that's listed down as. Is it a Christmas song? It doesn't mention anything to do with Christmas. It was just released
Christmas number one, and they all wore ludicrously oversized parkas with snow.
Exactly.
That's the only bit that makes it a Christmas one.
Oh yeah, any X Factor Christmas number one. There you go.
To be fair, yeah. There was the Mr. Blobby one, but that Mr. Blobby one was so bad it was all right.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Lacey's put. I really don't know the Band-Aid ones.
We don't like the Band-Aid ones.
Yeah.
And especially when Bono sings tonight. Thank God it's them instead of you. Not very charitable, Bono.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because obviously that did in equal measures good things and bad things for all sorts of reasons. But like a lot of those things, those people that got into that at the time were influenced by Midge and Bob Geldof, yeah, and look how that turned out for them. So it's a kind of weird one, really.
Midge as Bob. What's he called? What the hell's he called? Over the proper brain fart.
Who's that?
Comedian.
Oh,
Peter Kay. Peter Kay. Midge. I can't believe I forgot his name. I was virtually neighbours with him for a couple of years.
Well, it's funny how like films and songs and Christmas have become inextricably linked together, and there's always that thing about do artists bring out Christmas songs, and everybody's done it at some point. Like even many credible artists have brought out Christmas songs, haven't they? So I think it's one of those things.
Darkness.
Yeah,
Darkness, their Christmas song. They brought it out almost as a joke, but they brought it out purely because they knew that if it did well, they would live off the money, and they're doing it.
And it's a great song as well.
It's tremendous. Especially when they start singing about bellends. That's my favourite bit.
Which bit's this?
Don't let the bells end.
Oh, okay, yes.
And then they keep going, bells end.
I saw that.
That's definitely not coincidence, by the way.
Yeah, it's a bit of a Captain Pugwash moment, that, isn't it?
Indie Stew saying, I know it's for a good cause, but I can't stand Lad Baby.
Oh, okay.
I think Lad Baby used to be really good. This is definitely a tangent that we'll come back from.
Yeah.
Lad Baby, I think when they were first started out, were tremendous, but everything just feels too staged now. Anyway, let's move on. He's far more successful than I, so I shall not air my grievances anymore. Because it will seem like sour grapes.
Oh, sorry. This brings up another song that's changed its connotations over the years. Is the song which is "I Really Can't Stay."
Yes.
So obviously now that's been sort of turned into a bit of a rapey song, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's another one.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't the intention when it was written.
No, it was obviously it was written at a different time.
Outside. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't written as the protagonist as some kind of predator.
Well, but if you look at the movie it comes from and the scene it's from, it's every time she's trying to leave, he's now taking a coat off her and trying to get her to stay. But obviously that was seen as romantic in the day that it was filmed. now it's just seen as him almost coercing her into getting into bed. So it's just the weird kind of changes, isn't it?
There you go. Indie Stew controversially said, "Do credible artists do Christmas songs?" Absolutely. Well, as we were saying, Slade were and are a credible glam rock 70s band. They weren't a Christmas novelty band.
No.
And neither was
Roy Wood.
Roy Wood and Wizard.
No.
Same thing.
Well, you could cite Elvis Presley as not being a novelty act. He was a credible artist, and he brought out many Christmas songs. Bing Crosby.
He was a novelty act. At the end, he was an oversized tribute to himself. Anyway.
Bing Crosby. David Bowie.
Yes.
There you go.
Rum-pa-pum-pum.
That's the one. Bit weird them singing over piano, but there you go. Okay, on Stu's come out with the Clash.
John Lennon and Paul McCartney. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the Clash never did a Christmas song. Okay.
Well, I bet they're gutted now, aren't they? I bet they're gutted now at this time of year when they haven't got checks flying through the letterbox.
We had a few mentions for Cliff Richard as well.
Yeah. No. Okay, right. Right, let's go for the next question. We're going to go. Actually, no, it's time to announce one of the other. So.
Oh yeah. Let's have a. So
I forgot that we've got a Christmas party next week. This time next week, so 9:00 next week, we've got a Christmas party, and we've got 6 guests plus me and Baz. So we're
three and 5 have already gone.
It's a really really tough ask to find a table for 8 at this time of year at short notice, but we're going to do it. So 3 and 5 have gone. Give us a number: 1, 2, 4, or 6. People in the chat section.
Come on in. And also, I'm going to actually encourage, even though it's on a Wednesday night, that everybody's drinking.
Yes,
like proper drinking, not this kind of sipping and being. Oh, we've got 6 straight away from Lacey.
Right, Lacey has said number 6. Number 6 is Mr. Phil C.
Oi, there you go.
Phil C, 84. Is Indie Stew's gone for 6 as well. Phil C84 is going to be here as well, and Phil's only been on the podcast when we've done a football related thing as well. Yeah. So also it'd be good to get him on and have a good chat and a few drinks.
He's another guest that we've met.
Yeah, we've met him in real life. Do you know what? I'm fully expecting this time next week for all of us to get actually shit faced.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start before we get on.
Internet, so. I do have the opportunity, and I will to heavily edit it afterwards. But yes, Phil C in the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna suggest that we make people dress up in Christmas jumpers or Christmas outfits. So
absolutely. Kathy said get Rick on. I was going to extend an invitation to Rick, but he doesn't follow me. So fuck him. No, sorry. What I mean by is he doesn't follow me, so I'm unable to use the messaging function on TikTok. I'd love him to be on, but I can't message him. I was joking.
So yeah, Phil C. So I was in contact with Phil today.
Are we?
Well, I've got a message from Manscaped.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and obviously, I thought, I'll have a quick word with Phil because obviously he does some Manscaped stuff, and as ever, he's he's one of Manscaped's aficionados.
Is Manscaped like genital area?
Yeah, that's literally how they coin it. Is Manscaped is literally a ball shaver.
So, how on an app mainly targeted at teenagers do you become a brand ambassador for genital shaving?
Well, so you've seen Phil's stuff. He's very ambiguous about what he says, so he's able to put it into all his content without it being like actually saying fully, wholly, it's about shaving your balls.
Fair play to him. It's an excellent. He's done well to manage that. Indie Stew said we should get Barry from EastEnders on. Do you know what?
Sean, what's his name?
Sean. Do you know what? This time next year, when we're on the telly, I reckon the podcast is going to go. Poof. So this time next year, I reckon he'll be the first name on the team sheet next year.
What's can you remember what his real name is? I think it's Sean something, isn't it? He's actually a really good
Sean.
He's a really good lounge singer as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a really good lounge singer.
In the medium of lounge singers, yeah.
Yes.
Right. Next one then. One more. We need number 1, 2, or 4, and we'll announce another guest on the Christmas party next week.
Sean Williamson. Well done.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Rosie.
Died falling down some stairs.
1, 2, or 4.
He's doing a two night sold out karaoke nights at the Forum. Wow, amazing!
Karaoke. That is just
2. There you go.
He's gone for 2. Number 2 is all the way from Scotland.
Oh,
another one from Scotland. So we've got Rachel Spicer from Scotland.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one.
And we've got Gregor, who is Wee Mackay. And what you don't know is, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you into a little secret. Baz and I are going to be pre-recording a podcast with Gregor prior to the Christmas party, immediately prior to the Christmas party. So there's every chance that me, Baz, and Gregor are going to rock up at the party already pissed because we've had pre-drinks.
Oh, there's every chance.
Tune in next week at 9:00.
There's every chance, trust me on that one.
So tune in next week at 9:00 and you'll see me, Baz, and Gregor like stumble through the door of our own Christmas party half cup.
I'll have been working on that day, but I'll be back about 6:00 and I'm going to get on the sauce then, so I'm fully oiled. And I'm not working the next day.
If you don't know, we're not working the next day, but we do have another podcast to record the next day.
Yeah, but us being hungover would be perfect.
No, it's not. No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Yeah,
no, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Hey, listen, I'll be pissed tomorrow as well, so it's fine.
Yeah, we've got another podcast to record tomorrow. Next week is going to be messy.
Yes, it is.
Indie Stew says it's a school night. It's not for us. I don't have school nights. Even when I go back to work, I only work in the evenings and I only work about 4.5 hours a week. So
I'll let me quantify this.
I can stay out late every night.
Let me quantify this. Last night at about probably 11:45. Mike's brain was obviously in top gear, thinking about what we were doing this week, and he was sending me messages, and we were having a conversation. And I literally had gone to bed, and I got to my phone, and I was like, sat up in the dark.
Oh, sorry, mate.
No, God, don't worry about that because I know how you were. But
I don't usually go to bed until about 1 anyway. So.
I got so excited with what you were saying. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just up in bed now, talking about what we're going to be doing next week.
Oh, Indie Stew said it is. Yeah, it works in probation. So yeah, all right. Indie Stew don't get pissed, but everybody else get pissed. So yeah, Gregor. For those that don't know who Gregor is, he's a young comedian from Scotland, from Glasgow. and he's been doing loads of stuff since we last spoke to him. He's been on the podcast before, but he's been doing loads of stuff. He's been doing they've done a live tour, so he's in a comedy group called Ouija Hinkarat, and you have to say it in that accent.
Ouija Hinkarat
doesn't work. And he's been doing a comedy tour with them. He's also been doing a lot of work with the BBC. With a guy called Gary Meikler.
Oh yes, yes.
So he's been doing a lot of stuff with him. I have to say this as if people don't know who that is, because I've half of my FYP is Scottish. I've obviously gravitated to my parentage because both my parents are Scottish, but loads of my FYP is Scottish, and I just assume that everybody else knows who they are. But yeah, Gary Meikler, he does a lot of work with him. So yeah, they've been doing some stuff for the BBC. They've been doing a comedy tour. So yeah, he's on next week, and he's going to bring his guitar as well. So when we said that we've got people who can play musical instruments, Gregor's going to bring his guitar. So there's every chance we're all going to have a big old sing along at some point.
A slur along. I like to think it's a slur along.
Yeah, but not racial.
Yeah.
Let me just be clear.
Oh, actually, look, yeah. So Stuart's just said he's got a kilt. I also have many kilts.
Yeah. Baz has got many kilts. But yeah, next week. Gregor's going to bring his guitar, and we'll have a bit of a sing along. He'll sing some of his. He does some comedy songs, so he'll sing some of those, I'm sure. But then, yeah, I just love the idea of getting 8 of us on screen at the same time. Like the world's weirdest Zoom call, and us all singing a load of not a load of Christmas songs, but
a load, all only Christmas songs. So basically, it'd be a 2-hour rendition of A Fairy Tale of New York with us singing the faggot bit as loudly as possible,
holding up some faggots because they're a meat product.
Exactly.
Right, you know what I mean? Me knees.
And I'll bring a bag of maggots just so we can hold that up at the right point as well. So.
Exactly. Brilliant.
So yeah, no.
Go on.
No. Sorry, I was just going to say, how many questions are we in now out of the 10?
We've got 4 questions left.
All right. Let me go for number 8 then, if that hasn't already gone.
Number 8 hasn't gone. What's the worst item on a Christmas dinner menu?
Oh. It used to be sprouts until someone decided you could put a ton of bacon on. And even as a vegetarian, I wholeheartedly agree with that as well. But it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like it used to be. What was the? No, I won't do the joke. We all know the joke about what do you push to. What's the difference? No, I won't even do it.
Go on. No, you've started. You started till you'll finish.
So it used to be, the joke went along the lines of, what have Brussels sprouts and pubic hair got in common? Mm-hmm. And you push them to one side before you start eating. So I didn't really want to go there, but sorry, I do apologise.
I do apologise to people. I'm fully to blame for that. I just thought it was going to be a shit joke. And I forced him into that, and it's 100% my fault that happened. I do apologise.
Although it's not sprouts, because obviously people have taken the lowly sprout and elevated it into better food these days. There's
Baz, stop.
Yeah.
In this shoot, I've got a massive problem with what you're saying there.
Oh yeah, me
quality
too.
Cheddar should always be on a cheese board.
Oh yeah.
The important thing being a good quality cheddar, right? Something that's so mature, when you taste it,
it burns. Yes,
like that, right?
It's got bits of crystal in it. That's that mature.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely, it's not lazy. A good quality cheddar is one of the finest cheeses you'll ever eat. Stu, don't make me swim across the Irish Sea to come and have words with you, pal.
See, Yorkshire puddings is a weird one, because I think Yorkshire puddings, if they're well made, are a highlight of the Christmas dinner.
Tremendous, and there's a lot of people say it shouldn't be part of the Christmas dinner, but they're idiots.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I love the fact that I can block people off the chat section. I can turn you off, and I can just sit here and just rant and just say whatever I want. I love that. That's the only reason I do this, because I've got power and I can just say what the fuck I want. And if anyone disagrees with me, I can just cancel them. Anyway, my one is the worst item on the Christmas is not Sprouts, because you know what? Sprouts are just like, they're all right.
Yeah.
But it was just, I don't buy into this whole thing. You've got to have Sprouts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Sprouts on a Christmas dinner. If I was making Christmas dinner, I wouldn't do Sprouts, because most people don't like them. And the ones, people who eat them just go, I'll eat one and go, it's all right, but I'd prefer it without. So you just end up wasting a load of food. So, but it's not the worst thing.
I think yours will be the same as what I think is the worst thing.
Go on then.
Turkey.
Yes, mate.
Yes,
100%.
It's the worst
100%. It's controversial, but turkey is the worst part of the Christmas dinner. Do you know why? Because turkey is just shit chicken.
Yeah.
And I don't know who got. I don't know who. Just it must be. It's something to do with Bernard Matthews. It must be something to do with him. Because I don't know who decided that everybody has to have a turkey at Christmas.
It wasn't even. It wasn't even the traditional English, the meat for a Christmas dinner in the first place. It
used to be goose, which is really good.
Yeah.
Goose, right? Goose is good.
Yeah.
Turkey is shit. And a lot of people, I'm going to preempt some comments in the comment section, who will say that it's how it's cooked, and if you cook turkey well, it's a well-cooked chicken is much better than well-cooked turkey.
100% agree.
Don't come at me with turkey.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things that it's. I'm pretty sure that it's an Americanization. Sorry for any Americans. I think it's just coming from Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas dinner, and it's. I'm sure that's the route into it. So
it's their fault.
Yeah, probably.
Black Friday's their fault as well. Don't get me started on that. Black Friday that lasts 2 fucking weeks. Although nothing's actually that much cheaper than it was anyway.
Yeah, well, it's weird, isn't it? Because obviously Black Friday, like the way that it's treated now, is nothing like its original intention. So it's just
Black Friday was about companies saying there are 2 things that are just ridiculous. You know what I mean? We've got 10 iPads for 50 quid.
Yeah,
that's what Black Friday was about.
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, come on, do you it's Black Friday fortnight?
Yeah, well, it used to only be
everything. That's just bringing stuff down to a realistic price.
Well, traditionally, it used to just be the last payday before Christmas, right, when people would go shopping to get their Christmas stuff in, and now it's just like any excuse. It's like the New Year's sales, but forever.
There you go. Me and Nidish, you have made up now anyway, because he's agreed that turkey's too dry. So.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
we're all right. I'll take my Speedos back off so I don't have to swim over the Irish Sea to have words with him about cheddar.
Well, we could always counter. What's the best thing then? On a Christmas menu.
That's number 7.
Oh, is it? Okay, let's do that one. Well, even as a non-meat eater, I'm going to go down the route of what I enjoyed most about Christmas dinner was stuffing. I always did, because like stuffing was like, it was the one part of Christmas dinner that was something that like you got every day, like for chickens. But obviously at Christmas dinner, it's the thing that's made in a massive tray rather than or balls and stuff like that. It wasn't inside. Traditionally, it's not served inside the bird, is it? So
no, Baz, stop talking. I'm not having it. Look, if anybody else in that comment section wants to say that the best bit of the Christmas dinner is the stuffing,
yeah,
Baz, frankly, you're insane.
Oh, you've probably never tried my mum's.
I can't let this. Baz, me and you are good mates, but I can't let this go.
You never tried my mum's stuffing, did you? That's what it was.
Look, I'm already there. I'm there. Rosie agrees. Indy Stew agrees. And Matt agrees. It's pigs in blankets, obviously. Mate, you just said as a vegetarian,
yeah,
you've got to admit that stuffing's the best bit. Mate, if you're gonna walk away from vegetarianism, go to something decent like pigs in blankets.
Oh no, the stuffing I had when I was a kid was always made of sausage meat. It was fully fledged thing on its own.
Exactly. So if you're gonna go right, well, I'm gonna go for something that's got meat in it. Pigs in blankets, mates. Oh, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? That's like my ideal plate on Christmas Day would be I'll have some goose, maybe some lamb, some ham. Oh, you've got to have a ham. You've got to have a ham that's in the fridge for a few days.
Yeah.
And just like keep cutting off the bone. Brilliant. Pigs in blankets, mate. Pigs in blankets, gravy, Yorkshire puddings. That's what it's about, mate.
There you go.
Oh, Indy Stew says he hates 3-bird roasts. Never had one, but I do like the idea of it.
Yeah, they're quite clever.
I like the idea of inserting bird into bird into bird.
I don't know what the.
I probably could have phrased that better.
I can't remember what the three are, but I guess it's.
I think it varies.
Yeah, probably a quail inside a pheasant inside a something or other.
Pterodactyl.
Exactly.
Just trying to think of the biggest flying thing I could think of.
I love it. So Stu's just said sausage wrapped in streaky bacon. I'm pretty sure that is pigs in blankets.
That's what confused me. I just saw that and I was like, hold on a minute.
Oh, maybe he's just actually like just.
Matt Ricketts has put something which I can't pronounce.
Turdikin.
It starts with the word turd, so I'm not having it, whatever it is.
Yeah, no pheasants in Iceland.
Iceland's full of no, yeah.
Wrong one.
Pheasants. Sorry, got it.
I need to load up on some rum because we've obviously got some more questions coming up.
Mate, for those that don't know, Baz is a big fan of rum. I was not a big spirits drinker until I spent 2 weeks filming a TV show. I don't know if we've mentioned it, with Baz, and in one of the hotels we stayed in, the bar was shit. The second one, the bar shut really early. So,
and in both cases, Baz's bar.
Room. We had to go to Baz's bar in Baz's room. So I was drinking spiced rum and coke with Baz. And yeah,
it's pleasant, isn't it? It's a pleasant alternative to alcohol.
Pardon?
It's Diet Coke basically with a bit of rum in it.
I bought some the other day. Anyway,
you were toasting your father-in-law, weren't you? Bless you.
Yes.
Good
We were toasting my father-in-law, and I thought I better add. I'll see what I could do. And my daughter was over, so Charlie came over for the funeral, and Emma's brother obviously came over for the funeral. And I said to them, I was like, fancy a bit of spice rum? Nice, because the other alternatives were like brandy and whiskey.
Oh yeah.
No. Brandy and whiskey for like, if you run out of 2-stroke for a lawnmower or something, you throw some brandy or whiskey in.
Yeah, exactly. I want to address this. So Stu said, Baz, I hope you're not drinking with rum with Coke. Yes, I am. He says, I'm drinking rum with ice. Okay, you're an alcohol snob. Also, you've got no leg to stand on because when we did a podcast ages ago, when you came on, you were drinking tequila. So you got no other things to go on.
Tequila is just tequila is. I'm not 100% sure, but I think tequila is punishment for shoplifting in some countries.
Oh, shit, yeah,
it should be if it's not, because that stuff is just people just go, oh, I love a nice tequila. No, you don't. You're lying.
In our inaugural podcast, which we did, which was all about drinking on the first night, I chose tequila as one of the drinks that I didn't particularly like, so I thought I'd give it a go. It's fucking horrible. Let's be clear.
It's horrible. Look at that, Joshua's. Excuse me, Joshua saying we are spice rum people now. We're part of the spice rum cult.
Hey, in fairness though, it was free, so it was good, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was part of our. It was a big part of our time together, Baz.
Our planning process.
Yeah, exactly. So, a little bit of behind the scenes of the TV show we're not really allowed to tell you about is, if you see us at the start of the day looking a bit hazy, it's because Baz brought some rum.
A lot of
At
rum.
the start of the week, and we started filming on Tuesday, and I think it was Wednesday we had to go to Sainsbury's and get some more rum.
Hey, we were like lads holiday, wasn't it?
It was, and it's funny because one of the questions that we did. You might have seen the podcast that we did in Manchester. That was because we went over to Manchester and met up there, and they did a bit of filming of us to kind of a bit of the backstory stuff.
The VT, as I keep calling it,
yeah. They needed some stuff for the backstory for the show. And one of the questions I was asked in the interview to find out a bit about us was, have you, Baz and Joshua, ever been in the same room without drinking?
It's ridiculous.
It immediately felt like therapy. And I was just kind of like, well, no, but we live in 3 different places that are miles apart. So the only time we ever get together, there's a reason for us to get together, and it's it's not like we live in the same house and we're just constantly smashed. It's just whenever we get together, the fact that we are together becomes something to celebrate and have a few drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a problem. Stop it.
And that and I'm dead boring without alcohol in me. So it's just
Baz is like Fun Bobby off Friends.
That's exactly what I'm like. Oh dear.
Miserable as sin if he's sober, I tell you.
Oh dear.
Yeah, if you haven't met Baz yet, just wait.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. I'll give you a tip. If you haven't met Joshua, don't approach him in the morning. He's like a gremlin in the sunlight. and yeah, if you approach Baz, just wait until there's had a couple of rums. There's a tip for everyone.
Let me just tell a little story because Joshua's still on in and out. So we have to meet outside the hotel in the morning, and it's at 7:30 in the first week we're there. And Joshua gets up, and we're outside, and the sun's just coming up, and just went, "Oh, that's what the sun looks like."
Joshua, I don't think has ever seen a sunrise until we filmed the TV show because we got picked up at 7:30 one morning. There you go. That's the little bit of insight. I tell you what, when the show airs, we're obviously going to do quite a lot of podcast stuff around it and things.
Yeah,
and we've already got one of the hosts lined up to come and be a guest and things like that. So it's going to be amazing. And it is frustrating that we can't talk about it, but I understand it. It's a brand new show. It doesn't exist. I nearly said the channel then. The channel that it's on don't want us announcing and saying anything. I get that. But I also know that from everyone watching's point of view, it is frustrating for us to talk about something we're not really allowed to talk about. But it has also been a big part of our life in the past few weeks. So we kind of do. So I get that it's pissing you all off, and it's pissing us off that we can't talk about it. But yeah, they're just seeing Joshua have to get out of bed at 7:00 every morning was a treat for everybody apart from Joshua.
Can I just say it's another little insight. On the first morning we had to get up in the first week we were there, I tapped on his door at sort of 7:15 in the morning to make sure he was up, and he's fine. But it was like the second morning there we were like, oh, I'm going to let him just do the sound because he's clearly in the right vein now, and he came down. But he's wearing sunglasses first thing in the morning when he comes down.
Yeah. I just think that's because Joshua's already lost in showbiz and thinks he's famous.
I just love the fact he'd come into the sort of hotel where we're all sat down for breakfast wearing his sunglasses.
Yeah, he comes down and then flips them up to see how good the bacon is, and then flips them down again.
This will all become more apparent once you've seen what we've done, but even looking back on it now, it's been great fun, and it
was brilliant.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do remember. Excuse me. I do remember Joshua on more than one occasion. Like I say, we were picked up at 7:30, and we were on set for 8. Cameras on at 9. And I remember seeing Joshua on a number of occasions asleep on a settee at some point when he should have been doing stuff. So it's a good job we love him.
Hey, listen, everyone needs a diva, and that man is definitely our diva.
we had a proper, like, we had lots of skills and lots of attributes spread across the three of us. It's like it would have been dull and boring to have three very similar people, and we had three very disparate and very varied personalities on that. And Joshua, I think if I was doing like a parents' evenings thing of Joshua, I would say he's Joshua's very he's very he's very much more alert and productive in the afternoons, isn't he?
That's
probably the way that it would be phrased.
I've never seen anybody who comes to life at 11 o'clock at night more than Joshua.
I know, and that's the frustrating thing, because for all the time we were filming, we had to be up at like 7 in, and Joshua's just started to peak at midnight. We were all going like, we need to try and like have a couple of drinks and lay it down and just like listen to music and try and get to sleep. And Joshua's like, right, where are we going?
So this is my impression of Joshua, and he'll love this. This is 10:55 in the evening. And then it strikes 5 minutes later. It's hello. I've arrived.
Yeah, Joshua's saying annoyingly he could only find a sofa right in the middle of the set, and it was annoying for Joshua because every so often he'd get one of the production staff come over and say, "Joshua, you're gonna have to move. We can see you on the camera."
And you're needed to go do some filming
Exactly.
stuff.
Not just you're supposed to be doing stuff, but you'd be like, you're gonna have to move because the camera pans past where you're currently sleeping.
Oh, I do hope this comes across when it's on the telly.
Do you know what? That's the kind of terrifying thing, is that we know that there's been loads of stuff filmed and loads of stuff said. It's just that I'm not breaching anything when I say that there's probably 10 cameras filming everything from 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night for 3 days. And they've got to boil all that down to 42, 47 minutes. So most of what has been filmed is going to be cut out.
Yeah, thankfully in my case.
But yeah, there are certain bits I'd love to be able to encourage them to cut out. and you see it all the time, you know, when you're on like you see it on I'm a Celeb, you know, when people say like, oh, it's like they've cut it in a certain way to make this person look. They could make us all look amazing, or they could make us all look like absolute twats. And hey, the director was a cool guy, so hopefully they won't make us look like twats.
Complete arseholes. Josh just said you guys would be the worst wingmen. I refute that. I think we are the best wingmen you could ever have. We would actually play games with you in a nightclub.
Mate, you chose us as wingmen. It was your choice. It was 100% your choice. You can't deny that. Indy Stew said, hang on, I'm in Ireland and you don't like whiskey. Well, in Ireland, you've spelt whiskey wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
Just to be all like, there you go. Secondly, both my parents are Scottish and I still don't like whiskey.
Yeah, let's put it down to it's an acquired taste.
It's just wrong. It's like petrol. It's horrible.
Yeah. We had a discussion, didn't we, on the first time we ever did this, and we were kind of saying that, like, if you were a kid and you when you're given alcohol for the first time, you don't choose proper alcohol, do you?
No.
It's like the worst thing ever. So a kid's wine is champagne because it's fizzy and it's bubbly, and if you're going to have anything that's got alcohol in it, it's got to be full of pop, which is why Alka-Pops did so well back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, because it's literally the sweetest thing you could get hold of.
I'm still there. I mean, I like beer, obviously. But lager more than. I'm not a massive fan of craft ales and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, same.
Because just look.
Hey, listen, I had
the wine snobs of, like, I'd say the 90s and noughties, for want of a better phrase, I think have moved on to craft ale and coffee now.
yeah.
Craft ale and coffee is where all the drink snobs are now.
Yeah, of course. It's basically horrible stuff that you can. That it's like you're going, oh yeah, this is stuff's amazing. And everyone else who drinks it goes, oh, you're obviously very sophisticated because you understand the flavors and the complexity of that. Fuck off, it's shit.
Sorry, Indie Stew's just lost all his credibility.
Yeah, again.
He's in the comment section by saying he used to drink Pernod, so his opinion on any other alcohol is completely invalid.
It's like a poor man's Sambuca, isn't it?
But Pernod, not in taste, but it's like Dettol.
Yeah.
Because it's just witchcraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, Dettol is a clear liquid. You put water, a clear liquid, put them together, it goes like clear, white.
Yeah.
Same with like Pernod. How's that happen? It's just that's witchcraft. Stay away from it, kids.
Yeah, man up and have some absinthe instead.
See, I don't mind stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for me, it's I'm just.
Well, what's the Irish version? It's a Pachin, isn't it? It's not Pernod, but it's that really strong alcohol which gets you fucked after two.
Yeah, you can't buy that.
Well, you shouldn't. It should be made illegal.
Illegal
because it makes you go blind, doesn't it?
But Jesus is like, that's homemade stuff that like people die when they drink it. Indie Stew said he used to drink Pernod and lemonade as a teen because he read that Morrissey drank it.
Oh, there you go.
Morrissey's done a lot of things that I would suggest aren't ways you should live your life.
Yeah, like being a massive racist, but that's okay.
That wasn't where I was going with it. But
I thought I'd just go.
That also works.
A to Z.
I don't know.
Right, what else we got on the Christmas questions?
No. Before you move on,
okay.
Me and Stu have found some common ground again. Snake bite.
Oh yeah, it's one of those really weird things, isn't it?
Snake bite and black. We used to call diesel.
Yes, they're the same.
I drank it for years. And here's a quick, interesting, funny stroke, interesting story. I'd say in the first couple of weeks of me and Emma seeing each other, I took her to I took her to my local to meet my mates, and I was drinking diesel, so snake bite and black, and I talk with my hands. I'm very kind of, my arms are like this when I'm, especially when I've had a few, and I turned around and I knocked a full pint of snake bite and black onto Emma as I was chatting. And my mum was on her way to the pub to meet Emma for the first time. So Emma's gone, like, understandably, the fuck have you just done? I'm covered in black currant. So she runs to the ladies and she washes her jeans in the sink in the ladies. And then she dries them under the hand dryer. So instead of my mum's first meeting of Emma being sitting at a table covered in snakebite and black, it was going into the ladies' toilet and seeing Emma with her arse out because she's got her jeans under the hand dryer. So there you go. So that was my fault, apparently.
Well, I've met your mum, and she seems like a very understanding and lovely lady. So I'm sure she would have just.
She is both understanding and lovely, and obviously the almost 20 years that have passed since then have been nothing but splendid.
So here's the thing on the subject of snakebite. At some point in Bedford, where I live, it was not outlawed because that would be like saying lawful. The pubs refused to sell it at some point because it became the classic fighter's drink because people were getting so fucked up on it. Yeah. But they would still sell you a pint of lager and a pint of cider. So you'd go, oh, can I have a pint of lager and a pint of cider? Oh, can I have a spare glass as well, please? Which is then just go mix the two together and 2 pints of snakebite.
Or they'd be like, can I have, like, because some of the clubs in Manchester wouldn't sell it either. So you just go, I'll have half a lager and black in a pint pot,
Yep.
and half a cider, please.
Exactly.
Okay, no problem, pal.
Yes.
But then the club that me and my mates spent most of our time in Manchester is a club called Bar K. It's now called South, and we were in there every single week. And our drink of choice was we'd go and buy a bottle of Newcastle Brown.
Yeah.
We'd drink the neck out of the Newcastle Brown. We'd ask them to put a vodka in the neck of the Newcastle Brown, and we'd mix it. And that would be our drink. And it got to the point where we didn't even need to ask. We just walked to the bar, and he just put 3 bottles of Newcastle Brown on the bar. We drink the neck out of it, hand it back to him before we paid. Obviously, drink the neck out of it, hand it back to him. He'd throw the actual bottle of Newcastle Brown up to the optic, put a shot of vodka in it. We'd put the Newcastle Brown on our foreheads, mix it like that, and then down it. Just I don't know what we looked like. Probably dickheads, but
if you didn't, you were doing it wrong.
It became a thing, and it was just like, and at that point, we were just kind of like, I don't even want one, but like we'd got to the bar to order something else, but he'd already taken the top off 3 Newcastle Browns, and I was like, oh, okay.
So I just want to answer this one. So Stu just asked, "Did you ever go to Bedford Squires?" It's actually a place called Esquires. But so here's a small thing. Matt Ricketts, who is in the comments here, has actually played at Bedford Esquires more than once.
There you go.
There you go. Small world. Mike? Did you ever go to the Hacienda?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I was. No, I was into. I didn't. I mean, the timings wise, it was close, but like when I was of the age where I was going out, Hacienda was more acid house.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Moved on from
I was too young to go to the Hacienda when the Hacienda was more the sort of music I was into.
Yeah.
So I was more into like the proper like Manchester music of like Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, Charlatans, and Spiral Carpets, all of those. And they played at the Hacienda, but that was always that was before. By the time I got old enough to drink in the Hacienda, it was all kind of acid house, and it was drugs and guns and eventually that's why it got into a lot of trouble and got it closed down and that. But no, I do regret that. I mean, one of my close friends is he's no longer with us, but he was one of my close friends. Is a guy called Alex, and he's died a few years ago. He's early 60s. Black guy in the 80s, he like full on dreads and like proper Rastafarian and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was the hairdresser. He was a hairdresser, and he was the hairdresser in the Hacienda. And I said to him something like, when I first met him, I was like, "That's cool." I said, "Why do they need a hairdresser in the Hacienda?" It was like, the 24-hour party people thing. It's like they were all nocturnal. So all the bands that were out in the Hacienda, they were all nocturnal. So they'd be out all night and then they'd sleep all day. So they were asleep when the hairdressers was open. So they needed a hairdresser in the Hacienda. So he was doing he was cutting hair of everyone. He was doing all like.
It's like
all the bands that were in there, and like all the famous people. He was cutting everyone's hair, and that was him. So he was out anyway.
Yeah.
He was clean. He was half pissed on all kinds of stuff when he was cutting their hair. But he was just kind of like, "I'll bring me stuff. I'll do your hair for you," sort of thing.
It's like the modern day equivalent of the makeup artist, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's just there, coiffuring people at midnight before they go on stage.
Exactly, and he was just like, when that was just them. That was just them on a night out. They weren't there to play a gig or anything. They were just there on a night out.
Oh, right, yeah, I get you.
They were just there on a night out, but he was just like, they've got no other time to get it done. So they just said to him, so he was out partying with them and all that kind of stuff. But then in the end, they were just like saying to him, "Bring your stuff next week," and it just kind of snowballed from there.
That's a good question. Did you ever meet Bez?
Me?
Yeah.
I've met Baz.
Oh yeah, and so my more recent memories of Bez are MasterChef, which was bizarre, obviously.
That's definitely not what I would associate
No, but
Bez with.
bizarrely, I thought he was brilliant on it. He's one of those people that obviously he's been at close quarters with lots of sort of cultural stuff and stuff over the years of him being Bez. And obviously that thing has kind of like, attached itself to him because the man can cook, which is like bizarre. He can barely talk, but he can cook.
Well, I met Bez when my mate's band were playing at a venue in Manchester, and I was backstage, and Bez was there, and I was just like, oh my god, it's Bez. And do you know what? I'm very rarely ever kind of starstruck.
Yeah.
I mean, I've like the one I always say is that I've shook hands with Bill Clinton, and I was less starstruck when I shook hands with Bill Clinton than when I met Bez.
Yeah, brilliant.
Because I'm from Manchester. I'm from a town called Bury, just north of Manchester.
Oh, I never heard that.
Do you know what I mean? I'm from Manchester. I'm into Manchester music, so that was my life growing up. Do you know?
Yeah.
And it's like to meet Bez is or anyone like Bez or Sean Ryder or Ian Brown or anything like that. They're the ones that I saw Manny on a plane once, and I was just like, oh my god, Manny, and and I was that's more important to me because it's what you're into. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but yeah, when I met Bez, and it wasn't, it wasn't that long ago. It was probably 7-8 years ago when I met him backstage, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to go and get my picture taken with him. And I know it's not cool, but I've got to do it. I've got to go and ask him for a picture taken. And there was an official photographer that, like I say, it was my mate's band that were playing, and my mate. And there was an official photographer walking around, and I was just like, look, I need to go and get a picture taken for me and hopefully get an official one done as well. So I went up to him and I was just like, is there any chance I can get a picture taken with you? He went, yeah, I'm Bez. And shook me hand. I was like, you know what? The innocence of the man introducing himself to me. I was just like, I know who you are, mate.
I love it because you'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I just thought you were so random. I was going to get photographs taken with."
Just like, oh man, he just said he's like a mess, and I just thought the innocence of the man. It was awesome. I was like, I know who you are, mate. That's what I'm asked to be a picture.
That is superb. What a great story!
It is amazing. It is amazing. I loved it. And the other one that meant a lot to me as well. I've still got a picture of it. It was that. My mate's band, they were never that big in Manchester, but they were massive in Italy, weirdly. But they did a track with Rowetta out of the Happy Mondays. And I've got and I went along to the filming of the video, and there's one bit of the video that actually got cut out, but I've got pictures of it where it's in a club and there's sat in a booth. And there's literally the 5 members of the band, me and Rowetta, sat in this booth in a nightclub, and I was just like, I was sat around going, I don't know how I've ended up here, but I like it. And again, I was of an age where I shouldn't have been like, I shouldn't have been too cool to be excited by it. I literally sat there and just went, this is amazing.
Were you trapped? Were you in one of the corner seats with them around you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looked like I was just sat for a drink, and these people just sort of came to the booth and trapped me in it.
But they said that someone who was shooting the videos went like that. So they put the band in and put Rowetta in because she did the vocals on the track.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they were singing along. It was just a chatting thing, and the camera was panning past. And they said, it just looks a bit weird, like there's a gap in between. Can we put someone in there? And my mate just turned around and just went, Mike, can you just sit there for a minute? I was like, sat down. I was like, this is Rowetta out of Happy Mondays. But yeah, my best one on that. But I posted a picture of that, and one of my mates from school went, "Oh my god, is that Rowetta from X Factor?"
Oh, what?
I was like, because she was on X Factor afterwards. But it was just like, well, yes.
Yes, technically you're right, but
Well,
block.
yes, it is. But you were also born in Manchester. I would have hoped you would have said it was Rowetta from Happy Mondays rather than the
That would have been the
is that
moment.
Rowetta off
That would have been the
X
moment that I like literally removed him from my friends list of every social media ever. Fucking X Factor.
Unbelievable. Anyway, Introducers once met Manny in the crypt in Hastings. He's covering for Sean Ryder because he was bankrupt at the time. And Manny drove back from Hastings to Manchester off his head on drugs, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, let's go for that.
I think, even though nobody's going to see this that matters, but yeah, I think we have to put allegedly in that. I saw Manny. I nearly said I met Manny. I didn't. I was on when I was working in corporate land. I had a meeting in London, and I flew down on they call it the shuttle from Manchester to Heathrow, and I was on my way back. I had a shit meeting. I was miserable. I was like suit on and laptop bag and all that gubbins. And I got in the seat, and as I was getting into my seat, I seen that Manny was behind me, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Manny!" I was like, "Oh right, oh my god." I thought, right, be cool. And I thought, do you know what? When I get off the plane, I'm just gonna say, fuck it, I don't care. I'm just gonna say, look, 2 seconds of your time, quick selfie.
Yeah, you should
Please.
for sure.
Do you know what I mean? Because I won't have that chance again. Anyway, so we're getting off the plane, and he's having a massive row with his missus. And I was just like, I really can't ask now. It's a proper blazing row as he's getting off the plane with his missus, and I'm just like, oh, I can't ask him now. I was gutted, but I did see him that far away from him.
You can imagine this situation, can you? Listen, I know you just having a massive party with your missus, but can I have a selfie with you?
I know, yeah.
Fuck off.
Can you imagine if it was I know it's awkward, but I really like you. Can I just have my picture taken on my phone with you? It's not going to happen, is it? Anyway, look, it's got to that time of the night where I'm going to get into trouble because my son's going to bed upstairs. I mean,
Right. Well, before we go, then let me ask you a question. So, what is the typical Mike and family Christmas like? So, how's it been for the last couple of years? Obviously, we know it's changed because of lockdown and stuff like that. So what are you doing for Christmas this year? What's the sort of the makeup of the day? Obviously, because you've still got young kids and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, this Christmas is like we tend to alternate, or we did alternate between we'd have a Christmas in Bury and then we'd have a Christmas over in Ireland.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christmas is we'll get up, even though the kids are old enough to sleep in, they won't do. So we do we are those people who do Christmas Eve boxes.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's a great thing. It's a great thing.
So we do the Christmas Eve boxes. We've already got matching family pajamas. So
God, I have to do a FaceTime with you on Christmas morning. I've got to.
Yeah, we're already Christmas pajamaed up. And yeah, we'll be up. We'll probably get away with maybe 8:00, but then it's stockings first in bed.
Yeah.
Emptying Christmas stockings rather than. Let me just clarify that.
I just suddenly realised what you were saying.
Yeah, so did I. As the words came out of my mouth, I was like, "Man, that doesn't sound great, does it?"
You know, I've said that I don't really get those images in my head. I've got one in my head now.
Mate, I'll send you pictures if you like. But that's not a Christmas morning thing.
No.
So we'll do the Christmas stockings in the morning in bed, and then we'll go downstairs, and then there will be, we'll always have breakfast, which would tend to be scrambled egg and smoked salmon.
Yeah.
With Bucks Fizz, that kind of breakfast thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know where we're going for Christmas this year. So there'll be Christmas dinner. Christmas dinner is like normal sort of time. 3-ish or whatever when
Yeah.
families come together and all that.
Queen's speech time, isn't it?
And then probably sleep on the settee by 8. What about you, mate? What's yours look like?
Well, as is very similar, but obviously not with the kids, because obviously my daughter's like she has her own Christmas now. But ours is very similar. Like, so we always go on Christmas Eve, and we always try and get back for midnight to have, like the Christmas boxes and stuff like that. And in fairness, that's the hardest thing I find to buy now is the midnight gift, because it's easy to buy we don't split. We've had a few things over the years where we've said, let's not just keep buying pointless crap because you got to buy. So we tend to sort of pared it down. But the midnight thing we like to do, and on some occasions it's been at 1 or 2 in the morning. But we get up early in the morning. We traditionally do Christmas morning photographs around the tree, and then obviously that goes on to social media because we are now lost to social media. But same thing, get up, walk the dog, come back, have the breakfast. But then Christmas dinner tends to be obviously just the two of us, because we all for the last, I think that at least the last 10 years we ducked out of going to each other's parents' houses quite a long time ago, because Liz's parents' Christmas and my parents' Christmas were very different things in terms of how we did stuff. So we just said, look, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll have our own Christmas, and we've done that thing for years. And so it tends to be a FaceTime call with the nearest and dearest, like the daughter and the dad and stuff like that. But and then it's Christmas dinner, and then it's Christmas movie, followed by the same thing you said at 8:00, like falling asleep on the sofa, and then just waking up and going, we should do leftovers at this point, shouldn't we? which is putting out cold Christmas cuts, and then and then sat there till the evening wondering what the fuck you're doing, still getting drunk at like midnight on Christmas night. But it's Christmas, and you've got. I think sticking with those traditions is the way forward, because I think they'll be around for quite a few years yet. To be fair,
yeah, but mate. In addition to my Christmas, is going to be a FaceTime to you at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to see the whole family in matching Christmas pajamas, because I think that sounds absolutely fucking amazing.
100%. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for just sitting here and chatting to me and Baz while we had a few drinks.
But come next week, because next week's going to be fucking brilliant.
Next week is going to be a belter. Do you know what? We haven't even. We've still got through. There's not many people left, but I'm going to announce what the Matt Ricketts wants me to wear a Tiger onesie. It's not going to happen.
I have one of those.
I know that's why he wants me to wear one. The other two people that we've got confirmed for next week are Mr. Joshua Cubed.
Yay!
Exciting, but probably not the biggest surprise. And also Laurie Knox.
I love Laurie.
Study. So Laurie Knox will be with us as well.
Another 1 million and plus TikToker as well. So.
Exactly. So we've got 3 1 million plus TikTokers coming next week.
Well, what's bizarre about Laurie Knox is, like, when we had him on the podcast, we just assumed he would sort of bring some decorum and some class to the show. No, he just got drunk like we did. So
he turned up pissed. Which I'm hoping he does next time.
Yeah. Oh. Well, there he is. He's still about, so I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I think Joshua was a bit upset of my my lack of enthusiasm. It's not a lack of enthusiasm. I love Joshua with all my heart.
Same.
But I don't think it was any surprise to anybody that Joshua will be here next week.
And so just so you know, like when I refer to him next week as J3, that's my new cool name for him. So it's
Jason the motherfucking Power 3 is how
yes, exactly. Or Onion Boy, as you'll come to find out later on what that means.
So anyway, people, don't forget
Thanks for being here. It's amazing.
Next week we're going to have a belter. It's going to be the Christmas show. Absolutely, Rosie. Bring the beers. Get involved.
Get dressed up as well.
Yeah. I want to see you all. Like I want you all to be sat there in your Christmas gear, having a few drinks, and we will have Joshua Cubed, Gregor Wee Mackay. We've got Kelly the Life Bath. We've got Laurie Knox, the Knox Study. We've got Rachel Spicer, we've got Phil C, we've got me and Baz, and we've got some more people who haven't confirmed yet, but quite possibly will be.
I just need to address this as well. Joshua, you can't be the headliner anymore. You are literally the third member of this team.
Mate, Joshua, it's gone so far now. You've gone from guest to friend of the show to part-time co-host.
Yeah,
So-
and probably number 2 on this show, if I'm being perfectly honest.
And on that bombshell, we'll probably end it.
See you next week.
See you next week, everybody. Do not
Bye.
miss next week, 9:00 Friday, big Christmas party. All those people are going to be here. Thanks for being on. We'll see you next week.
And if you're not here, Merry Christmas and be safe. Boom.
If you're not here, I don't care.
And on that
Be
note,
here.